Good morning, everyone. This is Maher Sonbol. I'm the clinical therapist at Clean Path Behavioral Health. Before we start, let me first of all apologize about being late a little bit. We are facing some technical problems, but I'm so happy that we are now with you and to continue our topic about the communication. If you remember, we have the main topic, we speak about it since now like 4 weeks ago. We are speaking about the communication, the art of communication. However, last week we had part of something we call it how to communicate with difficult people. And last week we start with what are the type of personalities of these difficult people. We spoke about the knowing all personality, that he knows or she knows everything, and not allowing any other person to add any more knowledge or say in any discussion. We spoke about the sarcastic, the nay-saying people, the yay-saying people, the passive people, the aggressive people, the passive-aggressive people. So there is usually such kind of personality that we will deal with in work, in life in general, with friends, with families, with neighbors, in every place. And we need to deal with that. We need to communicate with that. So today we will speak about what are the basic steps or tips or actions I need to do it while I'm dealing with such kind of difficult personalities. Number one, and first of all, we need to learn and practice to be calm. It's very important not to be getting the heat from the people in front of us. So if I get irritated from the way of a person talking to me or dealing with me, I need first of all to make sure that I'm calming myself, because at any given time I'm reacting while I'm with the high tempered. Definitely my reaction will be coming out of anger, from irritation, from frustration, not from someone thinking that it's best to lead the discussion or the communication with the other person, that his personality is tough and hard, and it's you have to deal with him. So it's better not to be a reactive person. You need to be responsive, you need to be proactive, and the first thing first, you need to be calm. And number two, it's very important to learn as well how to be assertive, not angry. Because when we're getting irritated or affected by such kind of conversation with difficult people, we somehow can get to be angry. But the problem is, if we're angry and reacting with anger to people that they are difficult, what we expect is nothing more than more conflict, more confusion, and disconnection in our communication. So we need to be presenting and expressing our thoughts, our feelings assertively, to be clear about what we need to pass as a message. So number one, I need to be calm. Number two, I need to be assertive. Number three, I need to make sure that I'm observing the person in front of me and observing myself. I need to make sure that I'm observing my cues. When I will start to feel that my heart racing, I will start to feel my blood pressure getting higher, or I will feel the heat coming out from the person in front of me. At that moment, the discussion in itself will reach to nothing. So the best thing, if you remember the part of how to handle the anger, is to make a time out and to ask with a nice way, we need to stop talking now and we'll come to talk later. But continue talking with a difficult person that you can easily communicate with, and you feel there is an anger in the discussion, and you continue talking, this will elevate the discussion and it will end up like with a bigger conflict. There is another technique called the fogging technique. The fogging technique, when you are pushed to give an answer about something that you feel not okay with it. In general, you don't agree with it, but you understand if you are giving your opinion, like clearly opinion, it will end up like with misunderstanding or more elevating for the problem. So what we need to do is to use this fogging technique. Fogging technique, it's a general word. It's not specifically answer about the person in front of me, but as much as I'm just stating a broad message, a broad sentence like, it looks like everything looks fine, but we need to have more thoughts about it. So I'm not saying yes or no, I'm saying that it looks like we need to have more thoughts, but validating the person in front of you that, yeah, I can accept this kind of message with a way, but I need to have some time to think. And this is good, looks like it's different than assertiveness, because how can I be assertive while sometimes I need to forget? It's the kind of wisdom, because even being assertive, it should be controlled with wisdom, not at a point. You like to be assertive with someone very angry and he's coming to talk to you, and you'd like to assure him that you are super angry about what he's doing. It's ending up with nothing more than both of you are getting so angry on each other, and he will start to defend himself, you'll start to offend him, it will come like a battlefield. So at that moment, fogging will be the best scenario more than assertiveness. So it's the time when you are quickly able to say which will be the best at that particular moment, to be assertive or to give more fogging. One other thing that I'm quite sure not many people will be like so okay with it, but it really works and it really makes a huge difference. When you deal with someone so difficult to deal with, maybe if you can be like a little bit nice with that person, saying nice word, you have nice gestures, you have nice body language, you are showing some kind of warmness or nice. Trust me, this is help. This is make the person in front of you, even with his personality and difficult personality, at least if he will not like change to be a bit nicer, the minimum he will not elevate to be much more harder or tougher on you. So being nice, it is either freezing this kind of difficulty at that level, not to like escalate it, or at least it can, not at least, it actually can make it much more even better. So another part of it is understanding the problem. And again, I spoke with you guys from many weeks about how to handle conflicts. And we need to make sure when we're dealing with difficult people that the problem that we are facing at that moment, it's not the person and his personality and because he's difficult. We need to understand what is the conflict now, and we need to deal with this conflict. Because if at the back of our mind, yeah, this conflict is happening because that person never listened to anyone, he knows everything all, he will never be changed, I already gave a judgment on that person that he is in general will not be able to be handled. So that will be a negative impact with him. The only thing is I need to do it is to understand what is exactly the problem, what's the person in front of me problem, and what's my problem. Maybe I'm contributing part of this problem. Maybe I'm responsible about part of or all of this problem. I need to make sure that if it's me, I'm part of it, or it's all about me, I need to handle that. I need to take care about this, because this is the only thing that I can change, that I can manage to change my problems, to change my issues. The other people problem, if we can understand what are the problem from the person talking with me, I can at that moment talk with him or with her about, you know what, we don't need to personalize the issue. We need to talk about specifically this confusion or this disagreement or this part that we have a conflict on it. We need just to focus on this and to try to find solutions. We don't need to make it bigger than that. It is as it is. Okay? And the last thing, which is very, very, very important, dealing with difficult people, we need to set up clear boundaries. We need to make a distance. We don't allow others to invade our distance, our space, our privacy, our life, because we just accept that they are difficult and I don't need any more difficulty in my life, so they can do whatever they know. It's not okay. You need to maintain your boundaries with every single person. That's how it's presenting your identity in front of everyone. So if you're dealing with a very difficult person, still you need to maintain your boundary. And if there is no acceptance from the other party about your boundaries, that's not your problem, that's the other person's problem. And accordingly, if there is no agreement, well, what you say, that's my boundaries, that's what I can really feel safe and I feel okay, and that's how the way I will deal with you. If you can't deal with me in that level, I think we'll not be reaching any agreement here. So we need to understand that it's very important to set up the boundaries. And when we're set up the boundaries, we need not to forget that when we're talking with people, we'll never use the you statement, we'll use the I statement. So when I speak about the boundaries, I speak it's my boundaries, it's my space, it's my way of handling things, and I need to be appreciated, and you help me to maintain my boundaries. So now I will not attack that person as much as I'm presenting who am I and what's my philosophy, what's my boundaries, and I'm assertively willing to maintain that. And as much as we're very clear with difficult people and showing them who we are and what's exactly our identities, at that moment, whoever is very difficult will understand. I'm talking with you, I understand where we will go. We will go to agreement, we will not go to agreement. So this person is straight. The difficult person will understand that I'm straight in my way of thinking. I have this vision, I'm very clear, that's my identity, and it will never change, and I will never be changing my identity to just please you. So I will not be the people pleaser at that moment. I hope that this way, by being that person, trying to be more assertive, trying to be calm, trying to understand the problems, my problem and other person problem, trying to set up my boundaries, this all things that I can deal with it, and bearing in my mind the problem usually will be the problem, not the person. I don't need to personalize issues. If they have hard personality, that they're cool, that's what exactly they need to live with. They are not living and sharing things with me at that point. And even if they're like part of my life, I'm dealing with the problems, not dealing with the situation itself. I wish you that you're getting a great day and to get benefit out of this communication sessions. And I hope next week we'll have something totally different and to be very effective and with a good impact for your life. Have a wonderful day.